Hello, my name is Jenna Blair Soroka. I'm a licensed health and nutrition counselor, and I help people nurture a more positive and self-loving relationship with food and their bodies by using a weight-neutral approach and focusing on cultivating habits and behavior changes that allow you to go from the relentless pursuit of the thin ideal and food obsession to embracing your imperfections and exploring some of the reasons underlying self-sabotage. It's time for you to reclaim your health and wellness through the power of curiosity, compassion, and courage, and find worth beyond measurement. So today we have an amazing human being on with us.
No.
Her name is Davi. Welcome.
Hey, thank you, Jenna. Thanks for having me over. I really appreciate having the opportunity to be in your space and just sending a message out there to everybody that's listening today. Yeah.
For sure. So for those who don't know, Davi and I, we're good friends. We met not in the field we are in today.
Yes.
We'll get more into that, but we actually met in school for architecture or architectural technology. And so we both made some big changes and shifts in our career path. And it's kind of brought us together in this new light. So I'm super excited to talk with you today. And like you said, get the important messages out that we have with those who are watching.
Yes.
So, with that being said, can you share with those who are watching who you are, what's your story, and what led you to the path you're on today and what that path is?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Thanks, Jenna, for the introduction. So my name is Davi. A little bit of my story. I hope I don't go too long on this, but ever since I was a kid, every story starts like that. I wanted to be an architect, and I followed through that dream until the very end. But I found myself that maybe like the creativity part was there and everything, but I was lacking that contact with people and just hearing people's story and connecting with them. That led me to a search of maybe I wanted to be an urban designer, right? Because you do like community and engagement and stuff like that. And again, you get to hear people's voice. I explored that idea for a little bit there, and then I was like, whoa, maybe I could be an art therapist. So I love painting, I love creating, I love art. So I figured that was a good way. And on that process, like preparing to become make my portfolio for fine art school, they ask you, hey, if you have some photography photos, you're more than welcome to add them. And I always had like a camera with me, when you're a kid, like a point and shoot, film at one point, just super simple. And as you grow older, you can invest on a DSLR, like a bigger camera. So I had that, and I was like, you know what, maybe like I have good photos, but I think I can do better. And that led me to, ever since I picked up the camera seriously, to start practicing, to start getting an eye for it, to start understanding what was it that I was doing, I haven't been able to stop. So it's really addictive in that way. It's like, oh my God, that would be a good photo or whatever. I had been exploring different type of photography. And the one that we're here today for to talk about is boudoir photography. So yeah, woo. It has been. I find like I was drawn to, like, I have done babies and this and that, and I like babies because you're like creative and you get to set this world for them, this magical world. But at the same time, I found that, my mom growing up, ever since until today, she doesn't wear a long sleeve shirt because she's afraid of her elbows, how her elbows look like. They have too many wrinkles. And then like my boyfriend moms, maybe sometimes she's not so happy about her body shape and everything, or like even younger people will be maybe not so happy with their body, including myself. So like one of the things we talked about, Jenna, was like, how was my relationship, right? Like coming up growing, and what was my love for myself and my body image. And to be honest, like, it wasn't the best type of relationship. Like, it makes me sad to admit this, but like at one point I was like checking my face on the mirror quite often, and I have to look into it, and I guess like it's a thing that could develop into something else. So I had to be mindful about that and just like stop just questioning whether I was good looking or not, or if my body was the right type or not. The other thing that influenced the way I saw myself was also Instagram, because you go in there and this all this like crazy images out there, and like bodies and so much everything, that it was overwhelming. I had to like step out from that platform for a little bit there, because I noticed that I was comparing myself. So we have a few things, right? Like insecurity, comparing myself, not thinking that I was enough, not thinking that I was pretty enough or smart enough, or you name it. So it was really it was a dark time for me. But I feel like, thankfully, like I was able to like pick up on this type of behaviors and the thought patterns and stuff like that, that it helped me to kind of overcome that. um and that's like on one side, right? Like that's on my personal many years of work. But now, like seeing photography and how you can connect with people and you can get their story, and even if it's a simple photo, as just like a portrait photo shoot, people can be self-conscious of how they look as soon as you saw the photo. But the truth is, like, what I'm seeing through the lens, through my camera, what I'm seeing with my own eyes, is that you look amazing. You like have a beautiful personality, you're playful, or maybe you're shy. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's like, it's just where I'm getting out of my comfort zone, and you're getting out of your comfort zone for us to make that photo, that memory for you, whatever it is that you're using it for, right? So I find that I was like, whoa, I really get inspired by boudoir photographers, because I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. And you get to do that and like get the person comfortable, So I started, preparing myself. What does that look like? How am I supposed to do it? And everything. And it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. It's like I had never had the chance to spend so much time with a girl alone, and I get to connect with my femininity side, right? So, as I'm guiding you through that process, I'm also going through a process myself, and my goal is to, like I'm even thinking of like, want to take this a step further. Maybe I'm doing some like self-love reading. So when I'm talking to my clients, I'm not only empowering them that day, but I'm also giving them tools to take, right? Of course, I'm going to be, I'm not going to be like, oh, you should do this, you know what I mean? But if there's an opportunity for you to be like, hey, maybe this can help, or hey, this has helped me before, on how to build and strengthen that relationship with yourself. Because just going back a little bit to like, I think my ideal client will be like an older woman or an older man too. Why not? Men also have being self-conscious, right? Is we only have so long in this planet, right? And if we are like, it's already hard to be in the world and stuff like that. But if you inside yourself, you're in a jail as it is, because you're not happy with how you look, you're not happy with yourself and stuff, like it's it makes me sad, and I was like that at that point. And I'm not going to say, oh, I'm cured, I have nothing like that anymore. No, it's a day-to-day process. And I wanted to get to a point where that's a second thought, I'm not even thinking about it. And the way that I can empower others to do that, the happier, people is going to be around, just like around with themselves. I'm going to be happy because I'm seeing people happy. So that's kind of what my idea behind it, about being like a boudoir photographer, I guess.
Yeah.
If that explains a little bit about the process, yeah.
That's so amazing. So, as you can see, we went from architecture to
Yeah.
boudoir photography, which is a plus,
Yeah.
but it's also not from the sense like you're still in that creative field and empowering people in different ways and channeling those
Yes.
skills you learned in this other approach to helping people
Exactly.
feel good about themselves. And I could just listen to you all day because you're so passionate about what you talk about, and I can completely relate to all those things that you said about looking at yourself in the mirror and checking what doesn't look good, and how can I fix this, and it becomes this obsession where you're not able to fully show up for yourself and
Yeah.
then not fully show up for others, because at the
Yeah.
end of the day we just want to feel seen, we want to feel heard. And when I did the photo shoot with you, when I saw you advertise for it, it just really connected with me because being in this field that I am, I help people all the time improve their relationship with food in their bodies. And I also have been through my own journey and continue to do that daily practice, as you said, to make sure that I'm taking time for myself and giving back to myself in a loving and kind way. And so when I did that photo shoot with you, I felt so seen and also comforted in this uncomfortable environment. It was a new environment,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I was there with you. We were there together, and it just felt like I could be authentically myself without being ashamed or fear of being criticized or judged, which you even said, like on social media, like you have to remove yourself from that because we can get so caught up in all the comparison games and whatnot. So
Yes.
you mentioned earlier a bit more about your relationship with your body growing up. How has getting into boudoir photography helped you improve your relationship with your body, if at all?
Yeah. Oh well. Well, I am practicing poses all the time, so I'm like walking around the house just trying to be sexy, but not for anybody else but myself. If it gets seen by the boyfriend, that's all good. But I try to like practice, and I just like don't. As soon as that thought is coming in my mind, like, oh no, you don't look good, or oh no, you have a little few pounds here and there. It's like, well, know that you're working towards this, right? I do like yoga and I stretch. Maybe I'm not like a hardcore sport person, or maybe I don't eat that well, to be honest. Maybe too many muffins. But I just find that, yeah, just like remembering that I'm working towards the practicing poses um, help me feel comfortable with my body, makes me embrace my body more. I don't see myself in the mirror and I have messages of hate towards myself, like, oh, your hair looks like this, or your feet, like I just it's really good. Like, you see yourself with a different lens, and I want to keep going that way. So it does have changed me, has made me feel more present, because when I'm on a photo shoot, right, like how you were saying, like with you, there's no moment to get lost in thought. Like, I'm there, like my brain is racing 100 miles per hour. I don't know how much that's in kilometers, but I'm like, there's no time to get lost. You have to pay so much attention to everything. And I have to, like, I want to make sure you're comfortable, that you're like, like heard, like listened to, and that, like, for example, I had a client that was like, oh, I don't like how my face looked, like, oh no, that's awkward, oh no. And then I had to be like, hey, this is to empower you. This is not to talk down on you. You know what I mean? Like, trust that what I'm showing you and what we're doing today is amazing. And you're learning a lot from it, right? And I'm learning too. So sometimes you will have clients that are not too happy right then, but you have to, jump on that and be like, no, we got this. And then, you know what? Next thing they know, they're like, I can choose. I love all the photos. So it's like, whoa, you see that? Like, that's amazing. But on the moment, right? Like, the person was maybe feeling self-conscious. Or why am I even doing this, right? But like you said, like your own experience, that you feel like empowered through it, and I have received that from other clients too. So obviously something's happening. We're
Yeah,
making a difference.
yeah,
And I want you, this is how I see this, myself anyways. When I'm like 50 years old and I'm not like, like super toned and everything, and maybe things don't look as great as before, um, I want to see myself in the mirror and be like, damn, I'm hot. I might be 50, but I'm doing my yoga, I'm eating well, I'm happy. And I wish I could see my mom and other women that on our age range that could see themselves and love themselves, because it's not, youth is not all, like, or like, being beautiful, like physically, like, oh, this body type, this thing. No, there's so much to us. We're so unique, and sometimes we forget how unique we are. And that's what's beautiful.
yeah.
No matter what shape, no matter what color, no matter what age, no matter anything, is the fact that you're here today, that you have certain experiences throughout life, that have led you here, right? Like your path, like architecture path, right? And like you're doing like nutritionist, empowering people with food and stuff like that, like eating healthier, having a better relationship with themselves, and how they exercise and eat. For me, is the same thing. Like, like this path that I had no idea where I was going. Sometimes, just to everybody that's listening there, question where you're going every day. Even if you know where you're going, you're like, yo, I got it. I thought I got it too. But why am I doing this? Like every day
Mhm.
that I go to a photo shoot, I make sure I'm asking myself, why am I doing this, right? And if it's not me, it's my boyfriend. Why are you doing this? Right? Because sometimes you're so caught up on the stress and have to prepare and stuff. But like when you remember your intention, why is it that you're doing this? Then nothing matters. You got this. So, and another thing that comes to mind a lot to me is like a quote that I don't know who is from. I know I can do some Googling, some research. It's like, never forget how far you have come, right? If you haven't gone through that, like architecture school and stuff like that, you wouldn't have known what was the
Mhm.
next step, right? And same for me, right? Like, okay, we went through here and we learned a lot, like a lot of stuff from there. um but it's like, yeah, always question yourself, but also don't be so hard on yourself. Always remember how far you have come, right? Like, it's easy to forget that, one day you had a big problem, and then you're like, oh, never mind, I forgot about that. I don't even know what that happened. But
Yeah,
at the moment, it's so real, right? It's like you're so that's I guess that's kind of what I'm I'm trying to communicate here.
yeah. No, that's a great
Yeah.
message and a great reminder for people who have been, trying to feel better and embrace themselves in a world that tells them how they're supposed to look and what they're supposed to eat and what they're supposed to do in life and who they're supposed to be and all that stuff. And it makes us feel trapped and small. And by by challenging the beliefs that and the messages that we receive, we get to explore an entirely different world where our differences become beautiful and you get to capture those differences and the diverse range of bodies in your photos. And so then people get to look at those and you remind them, hey, you're beautiful because you are you, with all of your cellulite and little bumps and lumps and all those things. But it's hard because you need to challenge those beliefs, because if you don't,
Yeah.
you take them as truth and then you begin to internalize, and that's where the negative self-talk can come in. And so
Exactly.
this journey of empowerment, of embracing your imperfections, I think we're both well aware that it's not an easy journey. It's not an
No.
easy path to choose. It's easy to stick with what we're being told because it makes other people comfortable. Yet you weren't put on this earth to make other people comfortable. You were put on this earth
Yeah.
to live your best life in whatever fashion that might be, right?
Yes, yeah, yeah. To express yourself. Like last year, I went to like a music festival in Vancouver, and yeah, music, love music. And we went there, and like it was like my boyfriend and a friend of us, and we are all talking about, you know, like styles and things, and then the conversation boiled down to we're all trying to self-express.
Oh,
We're all
yes.
trying to express ourselves, right? No matter what it is, like whether it's through writing, whether it's through photos, whether it's to like exercise, whether it's to food, no matter what it is. And I think as long as you're true to yourself, right? And like you're saying, like breaking those beliefs and those traditions, like really analyzing what is it that we're doing, why are we doing it, how are we doing it, and how it's making us feel, will allow us to start breaking away those patterns or those things that are not letting us fully express who we are,
Yeah.
right?
And people might like get pushed back. So like I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you've experienced this, but being in the world of photography or boudoir photography specifically,
Yeah.
I know that makes people uncomfortable. It makes people uncomfortable to think of that because we're taught not to really embody our own ourselves and really like
Yeah.
tune into our our movements
Woo.
and I don't know,
Yeah.
I'm flowing, yeah. And it doesn't have to be crazy like outside of your comfort zone. Like you met me where I was at and I was still
Yeah.
able to have an incredible experience, still feeling like I could come home to my body, at least in that moment. Just and then realizing that I can experience that at any point that I want to.
Yeah, yeah, that's so beautiful, Jenna. That's amazing. Thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome.
That's really sweet. Yeah, and I like that. Yeah, everybody that you meet there, you're going to meet them where they're at, and that's perfectly fine. That's to be honored. And just like adding a little bit to what you're saying, like I came from Venezuela, like we have a lot of taboos around sex and the body, and oh no, you're growing up, and the boobies and the thing, and um you know, it has been a long journey because I'm not only carrying what I see on the TV and stuff, but also all these traditions and all these beliefs and all these taboos that it has made it harder to, and I'm sure a lot of people listening to this will relate. It's like, why do I have to be ashamed of my body? Why, I'm going to take it out. This is completely maybe. I have been walking outside without a bra underneath. And that's
Um,
so hard. That's so difficult. I'm sweating the whole time. I'm like, people is looking at my nipples. Oh my God, oh my God. But I haven't like, maybe once a week, I'm like, okay, I'm going to walk outside without a bra. And it's hard. I start slouching, like my back is trying to hide my chest. Um, I feel self-conscious. I'm like nervous. I'm tense, but I am just trying to digest what is it that I'm feeling? Why am I feeling like this? Is it people really looking at my chest right now? Like because it bothers me the fact that I can't feel comfortable without a bra. I wasn't born with a bra, that wasn't such a thing.
yeah,
And why now does it have to be like, and also like objectify, right? Too, like there's that topic too, like, oh, if
yeah,
she's trying to get laid or something, I don't know, she's showing her nipples, and
yeah,
um I don't think it should be like that. Why men choose their nipples and we don't think anything of it, but girls can't. There's so much weight behind it that's something. If you were going to ask me, how are you exercising, being more comfortable with your body, I would say like walking outside without a bra
yeah.
is the exercise for now.
And I love that like you are practicing what you preach. You're getting uncomfortable, you're doing the dang thing, and so when you go work with your clients you can say I'm with you, I hear you,
Yeah.
and let's do this together.
Yes,
So
yes.
beautiful.
Yeah, so that's, I like that you say that. Like I am, yeah, like one thing I'm like, one of my values as a person is like do what I'm preaching, because sometimes we say, and then when it comes, how they say in English, walk the dog, walk the talk.
Yeah, yeah, walk the walk or talk the talk, that thing.
Yeah, so
Walk
I'm
the
walking the
dog, but
dog. Yeah, so that's kind of like what I'm trying to do, just like truly like leaving it, like, like feeling uncomfortable or feeling comfortable, where is it that I could support people, where is it that I have experience,
Mhm.
and yeah, and like some clients are like, hey, can I take my shirt off? I'm like, we're here for this. You're good, we're good. Go ahead. Do your thing. We're here. This is a private space. This is safe, right? So if that's what you want to do, then go do it. Don't worry about me. I know what I'm getting into, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
so
You're letting people
so
express themselves however they
yes.
feel. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm trying to do, and I'm fascinated by like posing and like different body types, and like um just like the psychology component of it. Like it's just so much fun. I feel like if you were going to ask me what is the type of photography that resonates the most with me, is this one, because it challenges me like everywhere. And it's fun. It's like I said, it's like having a girls date, or like it's just like, yeah, let's go have a pajama party. It's just lingerie or whatever, a dress, or doesn't matter what it looks like. It's just for us to have fun and
Yeah.
have some giggles and maybe some wine.
It's just a
Yeah,
party. Yeah. It felt like that. I got to bring my guitar. It was a fun time.
that's
It
awesome. That's
feels,
great.
especially now with not being able to go out as much. It gave me an excuse to dress up a little. It was fun.
Right? Yeah, you get it. Yeah, I feel, yeah. I
Yeah,
feel, yeah, yeah. I have been dressing nicer for the photo shoots too. Just because, looking good and professional too. But yeah, sometimes I will rock my shorts, my dad shorts that I got, and
I
just
love
that
those.
t-shirt,
Yeah, I remember
right?
it.
And just call it a day.
Yeah,
Just
for
have
sure.
fun that way. Yeah. So um yeah, I'm really excited where, because like I feel like this is a path right now, but I'm 100% sure it's going to transform into something else. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying where I'm at right now. I'm enjoying the challenge, and hearing people, like listening to people. What is it that you like about yourself? What is it that you want to embrace more? Where is it? What's your comfort level, right? Like, what's your comfort level? You're like, I'm good for everything, or maybe I need to warm up for it, right? Um, just like hearing that, it's fascinating. Like, yeah, I have no more words to describe that.
Well, thank you so much, Davi, not only for coming here and talking about what you do and sharing the message of self-acceptance, essentially, but thank you for doing what you do, because I feel even though we're in different fields, we are
Mhm.
really working towards the same thing, to help people embrace their bodies where they are at, because we don't need to love our bodies in this moment, but we always get to
Yeah.
ask ourselves, how can I treat my body with kindness and respect right now for the way that it is? And then we
Yes.
can move forward and be the best humans that we can be, and really focus on things that truly matter to us outside of what we eat and what we look like. Because when we
Yeah.
have that attention and that obsession with those things, we don't get to be present, like you said. We don't get to
Yeah.
experience the fullness of life. So thank you so much
Yes.
for what you do. I love talking with you. We can talk forever. I think
Yeah, I know. Me too.
yeah, but how I'm gonna kind of end this off, I have a couple more questions that are more
Yes.
fun, and then I'll get you to share where people can find you and work with you. But first,
Yes.
number one, are you the type of person, and I feel like I kind of know, because when we went on that trip after college to Watertown with
Yeah.
everybody, we were all living in that, or like staying in that place together and we got to see each other's kind of like cooking and cleaning habits. But anyway, are you
Yeah.
the type of person who likes to clean the dishes right away and get them out of the sink, or do you let them pile up?
Well, that's a great question. I used to be the type that will be like, need to get it done right now, clean it. It has to look spotless. But as I have become busier, I actually don't clean anymore as I used to. So I have become maybe a bit more, let's say not lazy, but I have to balance what are the priorities at the moment. But I do love when the house is clean because it has such a, I don't know, I might get a bit woo-woo here, but like it has such a nice energy when the house is
It
clean.
does.
It's just like, I don't know, smells good, it's comfortable, you want to lay everywhere. It's not clutter, right? But when things are clutter, it also makes you feel clutter mentally, right? So
Yeah.
let's say I rather clean the kitchen right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same. It's just, we go through different stages of our life and phases, and right now it's at a more not messy, but like a messy phase where you get to
Yeah.
focus your creative energy elsewhere. And then when you need to, you'll come back to the other practice. I'm the same way. Oh my gosh, like being with Connor, I've
Mm-hmm.
learned to kind of relax a little bit more.
Yeah. Saint Ryan is also super calm, so he has been like cooking and cleaning.
Yeah.
I owe him a lot. Because I'm like, I'm so sorry, I can't get to this.
No,
Can you get to it
everything
for me?
everything
Yes.
balances out at the end, as long as
Mm-hmm.
we support each other. So awesome answer. Everybody
Nice,
could
nice.
relate to this. Is like, I feel you.
Yeah.
Second question is, looking back at everything you've overcome in your life, what's one lesson that you've learned and you'd want your younger self to know?
Oh my God.
It's a loaded one. It's a bit different than the dishes one.
Yeah. I can't leave the dishes undone here. I think like, wow, I think believe in yourself. No matter what it is, I think if you write it down, you get it, you make it happen. In other words, like if you, yeah, just believe in yourself. We never know how much we're capable of, and we underestimate ourselves. So, and as I'm telling you this, I was feeling a bit down today too. Like, oh, am I, every sometimes you're like, can I do this? Am I going to be able to do a good job? That thought is always there. Is the person going to like the photos and stuff like that? But I think if you prepare yourself and you believe on yourself, I think believing on yourself, no matter, even if you don't know the skill yet, even if you're just starting to paint and you have no idea how to hold a brush, just believe in yourself. Just hold it as if you knew. I think believing on yourself will be yeah, and write it down. Right, writing it down makes you accountable. So
Yeah. Yeah, let's all sit with that for a moment and just feel what it feels like to, if you fully believed in yourself and your ability.
yes.
Like imagine what you could accomplish in life.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
A lot. A
Right?
lot, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for asking that. I think I needed to hear that.
I needed to hear that too. So I love hearing it. We all
Yeah.
need that reminder every now and then, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna write this down big in my desk. Believe in
Yeah.
yourself.
Everybody watching, do what Davi's doing.
Yeah, write it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
nice.
So thank you so much. Where can people find you, learn more about you, and even work with you?
Yes, that would be great if you. Thanks for asking that, Jenna, and giving me an opportunity to reach out to more people through your platform. Well, you can find me on Instagram at white point photography. Again, white point photography. You can find me on Instagram, and you can also find me on Facebook. I have a Facebook page there where you can find some of my work. And yeah, just send me a direct message if you're interested in working with me. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. That will be great. And I'm sorry because my accent is like a bit weird, so people does not understand when I say white point photography. They're like, what? Point what? so
Your
so if you can write it down, that would be great.
I'm going to put it in the description, but for the record, your accent, I love it. It's beautiful.
Oh, nice.
And it just, it fits your entire personality. You're so bubbly, you're so passionate, energetic. So people who don't understand it, whatever. I'm going to write it down.
Yeah, thank you. Write it down. That's why I was like, white point photography, not once, twice, just to make sure like it got across, just because it's as a long name and stuff like that. So
And
yeah.
you just do it right now locally,
Yes.
Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Yes.
But I think if people are interested, just even hopping on a call with you, like just to hear what you're all about, and if you ever do come, or if somebody's watching and ever does come to Edmonton, they just know about you.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, that would be great. And that's kind of like my goal. I like the idea that a camera, you can take it everywhere. So I like that you're saying that, because like I would love to be like, hey, I'm in Mexico. You want to go do a boudoir for the shoot for me, or wedding? Doesn't matter. Like I'm going there. So that's kind of one of like my long-term goals when I establish myself a bit more and have a car to go to Banff. Hey, let's go Banff on a weekend. But hey, if you have a car and you can take me there, I'm going.
You're up for anything. Like,
either way works. Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. Oh my gosh. Thanks so much, Davi, for having this conversation again. Love talking to you, and we'll stay in touch and talk more outside of this interview, of course.
Of course,
but
yeah.
Those who want to be the first to know about upcoming interviews like this and get other educational resources to help you improve your relationship with food and your body, make sure to get on my mailing list. I'll put that in the description of this video as well. And, just be well, stay safe, and keep challenging those messages so you can find worth beyond measurement. Thanks again for being here, and see you next time.
See ya.